I am Venom Walker. In today's episode, we are talking about this. Enjoy. I feel like this was a really clever plan because going when the Orcs at no wickets, so I quite like it. My only issue is only to how Talon, who was able, went some better. But also, I really didn't like it because it was it almost mirrors the scenes with. Do you see what I mean about the contrast between the southern people and the Rangers Green Gun? This scene points out what I was saying earlier about how the southern are completely different to the Numenorians or rich or so poor, maybe because of the choices that their ancestors never quite recovered that awful reap. See, this is interesting because how does the orc know what sword? How do you get that? I mean, to be fair, it could just mean the fact that it's sword and world. However, I don't think more. How did we get that? It being there before? Like, is it Morgoth's sword? Is it Sauron's sword? Even though Sauron does, where did its sword come from? And it works by blood. Is it that because he's of noble descent, or is it anyone's blood from like the south, or is it because the south is to Morgoth? It is kind of connection. Like, is if it was wielded by now, would it transform into something else? Ooh, or interesting. I don't think we find out. We might do in a later series, I guess. Carbon balls are very odd. I feel like it's already met and Sauron almost, or maybe not Sauron, but someone's like almost done something. I don't know if it's the fact that Carabin boards is really old and he's seen quite a few things, and I don't know if that's like slightly corrupted his mind a bit, or if it is Sauron or some other, because he did seem a bit the old mind. See, it's interesting because the way I always read it in my mind is the boards dug, fair enough, but they only dug deeper once they had the rings of power. Sorry, one of the rings. So I read it because the rings kind of amplify who you are as people. So elves were immortal, caring about the environment. So their rings kind of help them guard their territory, whereas the drawers are somewhat greedy. So they, in my head, the rings that made them dig deeper and deeper without caring too much about consequence. And then the men that were already of excessive power, that's finally turned the darkest. That's how I read it. But it's funny how with the humans it made dark. The elves took the wind off. We don't really know what happens to the drawers. Like, yeah, we simply do not know what happens. Not really as well documented. It would be interesting to see how far down dark on the world map and like how deep the Balrog, how deep the unnamed figures and all out. Which actually took far longer. The actual battle took far longer than I thought. I thought it would end, but actually it goes on for weeks now because there's two things. And the fact that you mentioned Farah, a Mariner, which makes sense for Joy of it. Because I'm quite sure there's a like side story of, I may not be quite, but I'm sure there's a elf who falls in love with a god or a Maya. Can't remember if it's a Maya or a Vara, but yeah, sort of vague memory of that. And I love the fact that it takes him like a few seconds to almost consider what he's signing an oath to. I really like that. He could have just done, yeah, I swear. Whereas I didn't thought about it. And he's always. It would be quite nice if he took a bit. Yeah, I like the story of Thrill, but I feel like it's a bit underused in North. Because we only know Frodo. Well, Frodo has it. Bilbo gets it all. But also, I might need to rewatch the Hobbit. But I presume most of them you go at some, like, I presume that they don't just make one event, give it to Bilbo. Like, Bilbo's not queer, he's some guy. So I presume maybe not most, but quite a lot of weapons are now made from. It kind of depends on how much they do find. Like, if that's all they find, yeah, that's not very. I feel like they find it way more, and that's one they. Yeah, I'm not really completely understand that because because of the gods and the elves are pretty much working together. So don't we understand the history quite enough to get why the Numenorians seem to not reunite with the Quaker, or whether this is the case that they were separate from Middle Earth to not be engaged or quite get great for any side. And I feel like they're too much, they're almost too focused on the Valar, what they might do, even though it doesn't come to fruition, because if they're going by the books, they need to find Sauron, and then only corrupts them over quite a big period of time. So I don't completely. But also, I wish Gudazzo was a bit more renewed. That way they could have hunted down all of these bad and they understood them well. Because if you've got because if you've got people who can't be in the sun and the rest of the good side and it's being sun, I wonder how difficult they are to. But also, we don't know how many goblins and all actually out there at the moment. We've seen one pack with Ada, which I feel is about 100. Like, we kind of roughly that number, I think. But we don't know where everyone else is. We don't know if that's the beginning of it. But actually, I know in the first episode we got a shot of Sharon in all his armor, and I even like to guess how many people. But like, those and those, and they're all in that cave where Kazazu finds the first ever. So they are out there. Now that's like basically underground, but I don't know how many. I don't know how difficult it would be to find that many goblins. Because one or two, yeah, okay, but all of them, not so sure. And also, it's that wood. Well, it's had many, but it's that wood like Mirkwood, Greenwood. It was wood, like the. I said it before, but I kind of wish they would always have a map in like popcorn or something, because it'd be so interesting to see when they were in relation to other things. Like they're in the south, they wouldn't be in the north for it. So they're somewhere kind of south-ish. Like was it that Mirkwood? I think Mirkwood is a bit. Mirkwood is almost in the middle. So south is south, far map, or was it that it's random words? I suppose it doesn't have to be anywhere. Speak words. See, once again, I would love to know if that was like summarized, or if the gods like intervened tiny bit. Doesn't make it some, but like I suppose that they could move the crowds out the way a bit. Unlike moments earlier, maybe. Just another case that I might try and comment every one of these moments was good of intervened. That sailing boat scene was definitely one. This one not quite so obvious, but also I do think intervened. Like when we think of that scene in Return of the King, where Gandalf is able to get done a sunbeam hit it kind of all the way to the bad spirits. That's kind of what it could have God coin. That's how it was. Something but just occurred. Yeah. Something but just occurred to me is if this is the Mist Mountain, where's Dragon? Where's it found? Like I know would he die? Is he I don't really know how dragons work in because I presume not just paid. I presume paid from other dragons. So where's his family? Do they not work? Because wasn't he the only dragon after first age? Yeah, where's he? Oh, so his father was somewhat made and bid for God himself, buried as stars, God's night, which is quite interesting. So his father sailed to Valinor, but also he probably he did say he sailed single-handedly, so maybe he did sail there single. But because it's a one-way trip, isn't it? Back, so and he pleaded with the gods. But quite funny to think it's our being in battle at the moment. He kind of goes a full circle, because in Lord of the Rings, we know him from taking up arms with Theodore at the Dark of Enlil. Um, so that's quite interesting. Goes from using a bow to then not really using it in this kind of a time period. Probably after I know in series 2 he does quite a bit more. Series 1 I don't really see or any kind of I might be but I don't and then series 2 he does. Probably on from series 2 he does time. And then after that battle with Theodore first film we see that flashback Edmund Theodore in Mount Doom, about to throw the ring, which I think that's a weird scene anyway, because Theodore refuses to throw it in, even though he's just standing here, and it means, oh, yeah, it doesn't really matter. And then he could have shot a Theodore, get rid of or like they could have had some kind of battle, but he just goes throw it in now, and then Theodore goes, no, and then what? Like they both what? Like that bit kind of annoys me a bit. Like okay, I get the fact that he's branding good, but surely you would have had some kind of battle or should the other side of him, get off him. Because it's not like an elf can't take a ring, hold it for a minute, alright, completely impact in many ways. In many ways, the elves have even more resistance to the winds versus man. I feel like men have the most, men are affected by the ring of the in my head, this is the order. Because men, and then probably dwarves to be fair, I feel like they're quite strong-willed, but they're also corrupt. And then the elves, and then the because it kind of goes on how nice they are. See, I said it before, but I kind of wonder, and I kind of wish that we would see see each kind of take the ring a bit, because we see how the ring affects him, but like not very much over time. But then Boromir literally touches it, corrupted, and sort of at the same with Eldor, gets him very quick. So I do wonder what it would be like if Amaya may touch it at all, or like what would happen. See, in my head, I don't know if it's even a thing, but I actually wonder if Amaya took it, I wonder if another would transfer over to Gandalf, and Gandalf would actually turn into Sauron, or would it be Gandalf, but really dark, evil guy who would actually be more powerful than Sauron, because the ring, in many ways, is Sauron. How much evil or how much evil and himself put into the ring. Whereas if Gandalf, it's Sauron over yourself. So I wonder. So that sword, which is quite cool. Something I've said before is that, but I feel like eventually we're going to see Morgoth, but I don't quite know what. Part of me wants to see Morgoth, but also part of me enjoys the idea of how he would more than how he probably does. Like, the thing is, he's got the same powers just on the backs of the tower. In many pictures, Morgoth has ginormous of like 20 versus Sauron, who's pretty normal height really. Even with his armor, that could easily be his armor, but that's okay. But yeah, Morgoth, big giant. Mm, yeah, I'm not overly keen on that. But also it would make sense. So yeah, it would be quite interesting, especially the relation between Sauron and Sauron was his servant, or we don't know. Some people think Sauron was Morgoth's lieutenant, but I've heard a rumor from Sauron was actually Morgoth's servant, which is quite an interesting dynamic one. He may have kind of wanted the same sort of, but also maybe he didn't want it. How Morgoth was planning to that power. So I think that's an interesting. Sauron wanted the Middle Earth. Sauron wanted Middle Earth to be ruled with order, whereas Morgoth to rule, rule or destroy or create. So there's a bit of a difference. I know the fact that in this iteration also said of so they would have had to have I'm quite sure they were called East, who were men and they were on the side of but in this it's the sun. See something I want to is if something I would like to know is if the orcs in this are the same ones in Peter Jackson's and it's only the fact that they've been underground for such a long time, the sun hurts them. Whereas by the time Lord of the Rings, because of the change in the environment, they're now able to be in the sun. Maybe not the full sun, but definitely the sun without it hurting them quite very much. I think they should be connected. Like, that makes sense. Something I do quite know about series, and it is when we compare it to Legolas the Hobbit, that's even more so one scene where Legolas jumping over a bridge, but stepping on what's it like journey flying through the air. Like at Ninja they kind of grounded the fat skills of everyone. Because even though I quite like to see Legolas do a triple backflip and shoot 10 people in the eye, like as cool as that is, like also can't beat that kind of skill. Whereas Ganadio, I don't think is great at battle, but we see her battle Wayne, which was his Theodore later on. And that seems so good that we could see how good she is without it turning into like complete fantasy. And I really like it so grounded. I feel like the gods are really know like Numenor. They intervene so much. I mean that would make sense. So yeah, we've experienced, as I say, once on that boat how definitely communicate. Whereas with Middle Earth, they don't really maybe Wonder Twelve and they don't really intervene with it. See, I almost wonder that was with Morgoth. He did it where I would never know the thinking of Sauron because to put one's essence into in Sauron's case, the ring, like he didn't come up with that idea. That was first done by Morgoth. Morgoth came to Ada and he put those of his evil into the earth. That's one reason. And like trolls, like Morgoth made an own kind of version of the ring by putting his whole evil into the earth. That's I'm quite sure that's why he got defeated. Not easily, but that's what defeated. Is it that powerful? If he hadn't, like, would have maybe that's the reason why the god can't intervene with Middle Earth. Whereas at Numenor gave to the gods gave to the Numenorians able to. It's a bit of a theory. And we even have a democracy. Fancy that. It's a bit. Takes a while to get going, I think. Thank you for watching. If you like what we've seen, don't forget to subscribe.